Usually we will start with the name. Okay. Poland River to Landy, Lilan.
Yeah, you're right. No matter what is correct.
Sayed Muhammad Amir. Not yet. Daniel. Okay. Hasib Ahmed Janjwa.
Yes, sir.
Are you Sayed Amir Muhammad? That come with Hasib.
No, he's Hafiz Muhammad Rashwan.
Oh, you enroll, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Hafiz. Okay. Nanchen Lee. Lin. George.
Yes.
Temitope.
Yes, sir.
Yahweh Chen. Solani not here. Kelvin, one. Mehdi.
Yes, sir.
Raymond not here. Michelle may not be here. And we have one more. Isaac, right? Write the name here. Okay. Who haven't got this material yet? Two of you, right? This is about what is going to be the test or the quiz for the next time. I also post it. According to the syllabus, we don't have homework, okay, this week. Homework will come, I think, 11. Okay, that's the first homework. And I think you may not have much to do, so prepare for the quiz. How about that? So the first quiz is about writing the square root of the number. Okay. So the way you do it, this quiz, you have seen the question first. Okay. On the exam, on the quiz date, which I don't tell you when, but it is very likely that it will be next time. Okay. I don't tell you when. So when we have quiz, we can have at the beginning, like at 11 sharp, and we end at 11:10. Okay, so you knew what will be the quiz, right? The quiz is here, and you have it. So the actual quiz will be closed book, no calculator. You have your pen. You write your code on the paper. Okay, correctly. So I don't have any homework for you to do, but I expect that when you go back home, you try it and you practice, memorize several times. So when you come, you can just write it. So this is testing on your memory, okay? Whether you can memorize or not. It is like memorize vocabulary when you learn a new language. So just some part you have to work and practice. Good? And if you cannot make it, come to see me. Okay? But you should, it is very similar to the example. Question on the quiz. So this time, I will check your attendance starting from right now. Okay? This is the first week that we be more strict on the attendance. Some still missing, but we may have them come back later. Okay. Anyone have spent 6 more hours after the lecture? Last lecture. Yahweh Sheng? No? Jerlin? Yes or no?
No, 6 hours.
No. Okay. Kevin?
No.
No, definitely not. Okay. Hafiz?
No, I was in flight.
You know that the video is posted. Please go back and check it. Okay? Okay. Daniel,
Sure.
yes or no?
Sorry.
Did you spend additional 6 hours in addition to the lecture.
Oh, no, sir.
No.
I haven't.
Oh, you should. Okay, you should.
Yes.
So the material is not like going to magically pop up in your head. It takes some time to understand it, and you have to practice. If you want practice, I will not know until next time that we have quiz. How about that? Okay. The quiz itself, if you just have it, like have never seen it and you just have it, I don't think you can do it within like quickly, within 10 minutes. Okay. And you may not be able to do it correctly. But since you have it now, next time you should be able to do it correctly with practice. Okay. Who is not going to practice? Tome, are you going to practice on the quiz?
Oh, yes.
Oh yes. Okay. So even though you sit in just audit, I want you to do the quiz too, so that you know how far you are. Okay. So, okay, start with the question. Yes.
I didn't get that.
Oh, you didn't get that? I will suppose it on the blackboard. I will suppose this on the blackboard. Okay. So by now, all you should understand like why we do programming, why should it be important, and you should be able to explain it. And why do we care about numerical method? How can it help you to think systematically? Okay? How can it help you to solve new problem? Okay? And for and you should understand why do we try to find the prime number. Okay? To find the prime number is to help you to be able to solve some easy task. Okay? And you can think about it more logical when you tackle a harder one. Okay? Anyone have tried the code for the exact mathematics? Because I have seen that he tried for the prime number. You try the prime number to some degree. You know, the next homework will be about this. See this? So you have to print prime number in reverse. Okay, last 10 prime number. So when we find the prime number between 1 and from 2 to 20,000, then you should be able to print the prime number in the reverse order. Okay, Daniel, how do we print in the reverse order?
Sorry.
Do you use for loop?
Huh?
Do you use for loop?
Probably.
Probably. Yes, you will have to use for loop. Okay. Landry, how do we print in the reverse order? We use step equal to +1 or -1.
Come again. I didn't get your question.
How do we print the answer in the reverse order? When you take a look on the screen, you can see that the prime number showing there is in the reverse order, right? It's from higher value to lower value.
Right.
Okay, but if you use a previous algorithm, calculate and get the prime number, you get from smaller prime number and get the larger one later. Smaller prime number, you get it first, right? Okay, so this means in your array, when index increase, the prime number also increase. But we want to print in the reverse order or descending order. How do we print that? I asked you, we will use for loop, but the step will be +1 or -1. That is to answer +1 or -1.
Since we're going into reverse, I think -1.
-1 is a step size. And you will have to try. It doesn't work if I just telling you and you didn't try. It doesn't do you anything. Until you try, you will find out. Okay? Alright, next is about function. How do we write function in Excel, VBA, or OpenOffice? So when we open the screen, we just type, instead of sub, we write function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N, function. To declare, you see fx over there. that fx, that is the name of the function. Yes.
This function here does the same thing that sub does in VBA.
Similar, not identical. The difference is function has a return statement. It returns the value. Okay. The way that VBA use, by the way, this function and VBA function, they are almost identical. Okay. Let's take a look. We start function with function. Okay, that's the keyword to start, and end function to end it. Okay. Fx is the name of the function. You can use something else. Okay. And x in the parentheses is the input of the function. We say x as double. Landry, what is double?
No idea. I was going to ask a question.
You didn't search for it. What about integer?
Oh, that's integer, like, as you say, integer is integer, right?
Minus 1 is integer or not?
It is.
What about 0?
It is.
Okay. So integer is a whole number.
Okay.
Can be negative or positive. But it is bound by a certain range. It cannot be minus 1 million or something. If you want minus 1 million, instead of use int, use long, L-O-N-G. Okay? And are you the one I've asked you to Google it? Did you do that?
Yeah, I did.
You did? What did it
Yeah.
say?
From minus 32,767 to plus 32,000.
Okay.
767.
Minus 32,000 to plus 32,000 something. That's for integer.
Yeah.
Double is a real number. Okay. It can hold, I think, 15 to 16 digits. Okay. When you write something in the scientific notation, you have a constant multiplied by time to the power of something, right? That constant can have 15 to 16 digits. Okay, you will see soon. It is a real number. That's a double. And I think the exponent can go from minus 300 or 308 to plus 308 or something. So basically you define the input, name as x, as real number or double. Okay, and this name fx is the name of function, and we declare it as double. So that as double means it will return real number. Okay. So this one take real number in and return real number. Okay. For VBA, we have a return. We don't really have the return statement, but we write this. So we have name of the function. Okay. Equal to something that we want it to return. Okay. In Python, you will have to write return explicitly. But this time, you just write fx equal to whatever you want to return. So for example, if you put x equal to 1, or put x equal to 0, it will calculate exponential of 0, which is 1, right? 1 minus 1 is 0, so fx will be 0. Not good, good. You have to see. So we try to put this function fx equal to 0.75 multiplied by 1 minus exponential of exp minus 0.4 multiplied by x. So with the input x, we put x over here, then we get fx as the output. Okay. We don't need to type everything every time in the Excel workbook. It's too long. Okay. So we can just type it one time. Okay. And when we run it, we type equal to the function name, which I will show you. So now we know how to declare function. I didn't show you how to use it yet. Okay. If the function in BASIC is changed, you may need to press Ctrl Shift F9 to update every cell. But for Excel, you don't need to. Who use LibreOffice Basic? Some of you install it, okay? But when you have Math, maybe you already have Excel, it's fine. So in LibreOffice, you may have to press Ctrl Shift F9 to update it. Okay, for VBA, you write the same thing.
I
Yes.
have a question. So in the function definition, if we don't add the second double, the function will still run, right?
We don't add that? Okay, I think so. I think it can still run. I don't know for sure until I try. I don't know for sure until I try. Okay.
Okay.
It's my own, you can't call it.
Hmm?
Even
Yes.
if it runs, you can't call it in your workbook.
I don't know exactly. Sometimes it runs, sometimes it don't. So I'm not positive, but I know for sure if you type it like this, it will run.
Sorry.
Okay.
Even if it runs, you won't be able to use this in your Excel workbook. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You
if
can't
we
call
don't
it.
have as double, we cannot use it.
I mean, we can't call it.
Oh, okay.
We can't call it function.
I have to try.
So I don't know, maybe you need to differentiate for us because this is how I look at it. That is one adds the question, so you can actually differentiate between the first ax double and the second one. I feel that the second one returns the function as a double.
As a real number.
Mm-hmm. Return double.
It
Return
returns the
double. When you
function.
call it, it return double.
Yeah, okay.
So, sir,
Yes.
is there any default setting for VBA? Like, if you don't define it as double,
It will return what?
yeah, I mean,
I
but
don't know.
as you
I
said, I
have to
guess,
try. It
dual,
maybe have automatic type. Shall we try it? Okay, let's try it. It may work. But first, let's take a look for VBA. For VBA, I type the same thing. You see this one? Type exactly the same thing. So when I want to call a function in one cell of Excel, I type equal fx parenthesis a10. So if you take the value of a10 into as an x, and then put it in this equation, and then it return fx. Okay? That's very easy to call function.
sorry.
Yes.
So we can do the same with sub as well, right? So what is the difference between these two?
Really? We can do the same for the sub. I try, it doesn't quite work. Okay. Let's try. So I have my new book. I right click, insert module. Then I type function fx. X as double. So that's my function. If you take the value and add 9 into it. So I have equal fx 5. I get 14. Good. So I add fx 10. Then I get 19. Okay. Let's try without as double and see what we get. Still work. Good.
Yeah.
What about if you remove the other double?
What about
The first double is to work.
what about this? Doesn't work anymore. Oh, okay. Let's try x plus 9 with sub, right? That's what you want to see. Okay.
Okay.
Now we just type sub. If you have just sub, you cannot return the value. Okay. Subroutine performs some function, but it doesn't really return the value. So when we, and I don't think we can call it. Let's try. Equal fx 10. That name I enter is not valid. Okay. So from the front interface, from the workbook, I cannot really call subroutine that way from the cell. We can call it by run this one. But input. You see, it take input, so it has to be called back from some other subroutine. Yes.
Okay, so my question was, when we're using the function, what if we try function of like 10.5? What result does it give?
So here is function,
Mm-hmm.
and when we call it, we put 10.5
No, in the workbook, the cells itself.
in the cell.
Yeah,
Fx parenthesis 10.5.
yeah.
Just 2 1.
It will add 9 into it, and they get 19.5.
Okay, that's what I was trying to, because
You like it?
the double was supposed to make it a real number, so I thought maybe we
Even
would get
though
something like
we're
20 or some wrong number. Okay, understood.
So please try more. Go back home and play with it. Okay. All right. Let's do something more. So now you can do user-defined function. Let's do solver. Okay. Solver in Excel. Who don't know how to use solver in Excel? Oh, everyone knows it. Oh, just one. Okay. Just 2, just 3, just 4, maybe just 5. Okay, let's talk about it. So we can do nonlinear solver for Excel. So nonlinear solver can be used to find the unknown that we have. So we start by create the unknown. Okay, create a graph. Okay, let me create a graph. Fs equal to 0.75 multiplied by 1 minus exp minus 0.4 multiplied by x. So that is the equation. When I plot it, it looked like this. Okay. When I plot it, it looked like that. That is a function. Okay. How do I plot it? I don't need to talk about it, right? No, I don't. Okay. So think about it. If I, instead of 0.75, so this is my model. Okay, that is my model. Okay. When I do experiment, I say, hey, instead of 0.75, I said it is A. Okay. Instead of 0.4, I said it is B. So basically, let's say we try to do experiment. We get many experimental data. Okay. Once we have experimental data, we plot it, we get a curve, and we try to use experimental data to find what is the value of A and B. Okay. We use solver. Okay. We already know that if the input data is like this, okay, if the input data is like this, so it's perfectly fit with our equation, right? If our input is like that, A will be 0.75 and B can be 0.4, right? But we don't know before if we didn't create it, we don't know what it is, so we have to use solver. So step by step, I have column A, x value from 0 to 12 at the interval of 0.5, then I calculate fx at a given A and B, okay? And I also calculate prediction value based on A and B. And one of the column I use true value minus prediction value and square it. So in Excel workbook, it looks like this. Okay. I set the value of A and the value of B to be something. Doesn't need to be the correct answer, okay? And X, I have 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5 until 12. Okay. Fx is the calculation based on A and B. Oh, this is a true value. True value, use 0.75 and 0.4. That is true value. And I have prediction. Prediction is based on A and B. Okay? If you look at the prediction value is based on A and B. See, it's linked to A and B. So basically, my true value is the experimental data. Okay, that is experimental data. And I try to fit the experimental data with the model. The model has unknown constant, which is A and B, and I don't know what is A, what is B. I don't know that. Okay. So I initialize the program with a certain A and B, something. Let's say 1 and 1. Okay. I calculate error square. Error square is prediction minus true value and everything square. Okay. For every x. Okay. That's my prediction for every x. And then I get error. And then I calculate sum square error. So this is error square, right? Error is the difference. The difference square is error square. I calculate SSE, sum square error is a summation of all that value in that column. Then I use, okay, this is what it is. So first I start with unknown A and B to be 1 and 1. Okay, and I get the orange graph over there. It doesn't fit. Okay, now I use solver. So for this one is LibreOffice. You have to install something more in order for do nonlinear regression. It comes with the default linear regression, but this is not enough to do the exponential thing. You need nonlinear regression. So to install something, you have to download NLP solver, okay, and then add NLP solver.oxt. So that is for Ubuntu LibreOffice. Once you add it, okay, this is the instruction of how you add it, okay. Once you add it, you set the target cell B4. B4 is our sum square error, okay. We try to minimize that cell. So basically, solver will adjust our A and B until it minimizes B4 or sum square error. So if we have the correct A and B, then sum square error will be very low, or maybe 0. Okay. So target cell is B4, which is sum square error. Optimization result, I want to minimize. I minimize by changing cell B1 and B2. Okay. And I have to select option here to be nonlinear solver. Okay. There are several options, and I just take one of them. Okay. So this is LibreOffice. I click solve. It adjusts the value quickly and tell me that, hey, my A and B should be these two numbers, 0.7500034 something. Okay, that's A, and B is 0.39999. It is very close to what we make it, right? What we set. So that's how to do nonlinear solver with LibreOffice. Okay, good. For VBA, it's the same. We click data and then solver. Okay, in the solver, we set the value of B4 by minimize it by adjusting A and B, B1 to B2. Okay, you may select some other model, but select any model, then you click solve. It will adjust A and B automatically until we have the match. And in this case, I use GNG nonlinear. I don't need to know anything about GNG nonlinear. It just works. Okay? It pops up and it's good. Can you do it? Yes, you should. Okay? Okay, let's start with 1 and 1. 1 and 1. See, if I use 1 and 1, doesn't match. Okay, the graph doesn't match. If I ever try to adjust that manually, it will take me some time, you know. Okay. Naturally, how do I adjust it manually? Can you tell me some method? You know the correct answer is what? 0.75 and 0.4. Okay. How do I adjust it manually? Cannot be done. Come on, think about it. George, how do I adjust it manually?
Maybe interpolation.
Interpolation, how?
Well, you play with the values, so,
Play with the value.
so try a higher, try a lower.
Try until it works.
Yeah.
Or maybe we put all possible value there. We try everything and find out where is the lowest error, right? So we calculate some square error. That is so. We don't need to do that. But okay. So I started 1-1. I click data, and where's this one? Solver. There's no solver, yeah. Okay. If there's no solver there, you have to add it or pay for it, okay? Click everything, click OK. Now solver pop up. Let me repeat. I click File, Option, Add in, File, Option, Add in, and then select Excel Add in, and then go. And then check everything. Actually, you don't need to check everything. Check just analysis through VBA now. I click solver. Okay. Set objective before, which is SSE, sum square error, by changing B1 to B2. So this is array, right? 2 cells. Change 2 cells at a time. Click solve. Okay, magic happened here. You change from 1-1 to, maybe it doesn't work. Oh, it worked. 0.75 and 0.4. Ta-da! You like it? If you like it, click OK. Then you keep the value. Very easy, but there's a lot under the hood. It's not like that, okay? And I want you to know it too, okay? Alright, but that is how to do it quick. Now, if we have nonlinear model, curve is 2 variables, we can do the experiment and find the unknown in the model. Can you? Yes, you can if you know what kind of model it is, right? So you can fit with nonlinear model. Let's say your model is like log something, have unknown constant, you can fit, right? Sometimes your model can be linearized, sometimes it cannot. The case where it can be linearized is like, you can write it in the form of y equal to ax plus b, okay? If you can write it in the form of y equal to ax plus b, you do regular curve fitting, plot the graph in Excel, and then you get r squared. You get intercept and slope, right? The case where it can really linearize, like if you have y equal to x to the power of, or constant to the power of x, and you take log both sides, can linearize what you have, right? But sometimes you cannot, like the equation that I give you, y equal to constant multiplied by 1 minus xp of constant and x. You cannot really linearize it. You cannot take log both sides or do something such that it is in the form of y equal to mx plus b. So you use solver. Okay? Question?
So for this graph, it was easier because we have an idea of the model. So this is an exponential model. What if you have a graph and you do not have an idea of the model? For instance, let's say we have a sinusoid and we don't have an idea of what the model looks like. How do we start to fit the curve?
You use the program called LibreOffice. You pay for it, you buy it. It will fit your data with 400 equations, and it will show you which equation fit best. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is like you have to make your own theoretical thing. Every function you can actually fit with polynomial. Okay, this function can also be fit with polynomial too.
Yeah.
But when you fit with the wrong function, you cannot use it for extrapolation. Okay, you cannot use it to calculate slope. Okay, so if you want to do the extrapolation, fit with the correct function. And to answer your question, I don't know, but there's a program called I think it's LabFit on the internet that it will fit your data to many functions, and it will tell you which function fit best. But it doesn't mean like much. I'll tell you more why it doesn't mean much. Okay, the function that describes your behavior should have some physical meaning behind it. If it doesn't have, you can use it to interpolate, but you cannot use it to extrapolate. And the purpose of doing experiment is not to predict something that you have already done, right? It's to predict something that you have not done yet. So your function hopefully can extrapolate. Okay, solver you can use, yes.
I guess what Excel does when we add trend line, gives us the equation of that trend line.
Excel does when we do what?
We add trend line sometimes.
Add trend line.
And it gives the equation of that. You can say just 2 degree or 3 degree.
Oh, trend line. Okay, if you plot a graph like this, you right click, add trend line. Okay, I have polynomial degree 4 or degree 3. Fit. I don't think it's the same algorithm. The algorithm to fit with polynomial is more specific and it's quicker than use that kind of solver. Okay. All right. Question. Before you ask me a question, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you fit with polynomial, do you want to do linear? Okay. Or quadratic? Degree 2. See degree 2? Or degree 3? Or 4, 5, 6? For degree 6, r square kind of equal to 1, you see? Degree 5, r square is 1. Degree 4, r square is 4. Degree 3, degree 2, and linear. Which one do you want? Landry?
Oh, that
1,
was
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
well, maybe 5 is okay since
5 is okay, 6 is okay.
yeah, because I think it's from 5 you start getting r square is equals to 1, so I'll just take that.
Okay. The answer, my answer can be different from yours answer. My answer is, you want to use the model that has a likely chance to extrapolate. Okay, likely chance to extrapolate. If we use, let's say, degree 2, I try to extrapolate it forward. It do that. Doesn't look good, right? If I use 3, it do that. Okay? If I use degree 4, it do that. Degree 5, it go up. Degree 6, it go down. So none of them can help me to extrapolate. So I better use my exponential equation, okay? Or I can, if I don't know the function, I can just use last couple points and extrapolate it linearly. That will be better than you try to use degree 6 and extrapolate, or degree 5, it go up or down like that. You don't want that, okay?
But it's possible
For interpolation, if you want interpolation, you can use anything that fit. Okay, 5, 6, 4, even 3, fit.
Okay.
For interpolation, yes.
Okay. Is it? I think it's possible that there's a physical phenomenon where it goes down or it goes up, like
Okay.
just like if there's some physics behind it rather than just mathematics or something. For this function, fine, but if you're doing something like experiment, maybe at some point like diminishing returns and stuff like that, Can take
In experiment, most of the time, the graph come from solving ODE, okay? And it's not come from this polynomial thing. We will talk about ODE and all that later, but the point now, can you do solver? Yes.
yes.
Okay, and I will make homework for you later. Can you stop and click